Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. My name is Evi and I read books. And today I got for you guys a reading vlog. I was planning on vlogging again. I was thinking about it, but I just thought like last time I vlogged I just put like random weekly vlogs on it. And I do enjoy filming them and editing them and everything, but I thought maybe it's interesting to do a challenge. So I'm gonna do the swapping my screen time for reading challenge. A little disclaimer, this is a Thursday I'm starting to film this. I just wait until a Monday to do it. I just felt like starting right now. So I'm gonna do it from Thursday to Wednesday, obviously. And I'm gonna do physically or like ebook reading and not audiobooking. Because I have, to be completely honest, 2 or 3 months ago I filmed a sort of the same reading vlog. I've never uploaded it. I deleted all the footage. I was actually only listening to audiobooks, and I realized like, no, if I want to film this video, I want to challenge myself, and if I fail, I'll fail, and I can do it like in a couple of weeks again, like an easier version with like audiobooks or anything like that. So I'm gonna do the only physical version. The other thing is, I'm currently still on a work break until Monday, so it's Thursday, and I don't have that many plans anymore. The majority of my plans were during the beginning of my work break, but that also means last week I also had a work break, which also means I spend a lot more time on my phone because I have more time on my hands to like just pick up my phone without actually needing to pick up my phone. So I'm really curious how my screen time is gonna go. Honestly, I do use a lot of messaging apps, and I have been thinking about deducting that time because that's sort of like my social contact the majority of the time, because I live alone, and yes, obviously I go out with friends and do stuff with family and everything, but like the majority of my communication is through like Messenger or WhatsApp. But I'm not gonna deduct it. I'm just gonna do it like this, and if I fail, then I'll fail. So I'm currently gonna go looking at my screen time. So how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna go to last week Thursday, and I'm gonna see how many hours I have to read and that I will be reading today, and then I will talk to you guys about the books I'm currently reading. So last week Thursday I have spent 4 hours and 34 minutes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it like this or not, because I also track my reading with Bookly. So then I'll also still track with my Bookly, obviously, but then I just press start and read, and then press pause every time I'm not reading. So 4 hours and 34 minutes for an off day with no plans is definitely manageable. Then the books I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading physically The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I'm 110 pages in, really enjoying this. This is about like a girl, like a caretaker, who's going to a big mansion to take care of an old lady who people think she killed her entire family off like a couple of decades ago. And so it's a little bit of a spooky vibe to it. The woman is also pretty much completely paralyzed except for like her fingers, or like her left hand she can use. And yeah, it's a lot of mystery and intrigue. I am really enjoying it. So the Hope family is actually massacred decades ago, and Kit is the one who's gonna go take care of the only survivor, so the only one left. Then as ebooks, I have 2 books that I'm currently reading. First of all, it's Atomic Habits by James Clear. This one is actually a nonfiction book about like habit stuff, and I actually read it while I'm eating dinner or lunch or breakfast or whatever I'm eating, to put myself accountable to eat at my dining room table, because lately I've been eating a lot on the couch and I got really lazy with it, and it's actually really a bad habit. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna read while eating, or sometimes if I really feel like it, I just watch YouTube videos on my iPad on my dining room table. But I'm actually really enjoying reading while I eat. And the physical reading is just a little more difficult because you're looking down on something, and this I can just put up, and it stands up straight, so it's way easier to read. And the second book I'm reading mostly before I go to bed, but I'm contemplating of just finishing it today, maybe even. But on this e-reader I'm currently also reading The Mistake by Ella Kennedy, which is the second one in the Off-Campus series. And I think I need to read like 2 more hours according to my Bookly app. So, or I try to finish it and then go to the only one left. Okay, it's currently, well, 7:30-ish almost. So I have to read for 1 hour and 34 minutes. I kind of started my challenge late because I was planning on like pretty early starting to read, and then 4 hours and a half of reading is really nothing. And then I started doing other stuff. Right now, as you see the awning, I am getting tired. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to read an hour more in the only one left, because I have been reading a lot. I think over 100 pages already, and I am so enjoying it. It's such a great story. So if I could, I would just read the entire evening, but I just, like I said, I feel a little tired. So most of the time when I feel that, I start watching YouTube or TV. But if I start watching YouTube and TV right now, I will never finish that 1.5 hour. So what I'm going to try to do right now is read for like an hour and then watch an episode of like anything I want to watch. I have no clue what I'm going to watch. And then right before I go to bed, I might just finish that last half hour in my ebook then, because mostly I do read before I go to bed for like sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes nothing. But like, I think I'm just gonna do that half hour, then I just have a little break in between. Okay, I look a little rough because it's literally 7 o'clock in the morning and I just woke up. But I wanted to give you guys an update about my reading yesterday and the reading I'm gonna be doing today. Yesterday I managed to read a big chunk of The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I mean, I still need to read like 100 pages and I'm through with this one. And I've also been reading The Mistake by Ella Kennedy and a little bit of Atomic Habits. But Atomic Habits, like I said, is mostly during like breakfast, lunch, dinner, like food related stuff. But let's get looking. So I did manage to read all of that, and I think depending on how long I have to read, I can finish this one, but also finish my audiobook, my ebook, The Mistake. Because if I'm gonna check Bookly really quickly, I'm gonna and 2 hours and 4 minutes for The Only One Left according to my Bookly. So that's like the book tracker I use most of the time. So that means I still have to, like, if I have to read like 3 or 4 hours, I would manage to finish them both, which is nice to know that I could finish 2 books at a time. I might start off with The Mistake because that one is almost like at the end, and actually I wanted to read more, but I was also tired yesterday evening when I was reading, so I might just finish that one first and then the Riley Sager one. But during breakfast I'm gonna listen to Atomic Habits. At first get some like meal planning done and perhaps already go to the store too. I'm not sure when I'm gonna go to the store. I have to go today, but I'm gonna start reading a little bit earlier than yesterday because I still have a full day that I don't have to do anything. Okay, right now it's 11:53 noon, and I finished The Mistake by Ella Kennedy, and I still have to read 3 hours and 26 minutes today, which I am gonna do in The Only One Left by Riley Sager, and I'll probably finish it because I still need to read like 100 pages, and I think I said this morning it's like 2 hours, so I can work with that. So I'm finishing that today because I do really enjoy that book too. But as I wanted to finish my ebook because I've been reading this one for a longer period of time because I mostly only read it when I go to bed, and because I needed to read like 1.5 hours or so from this one, and longer for this one. That's why I chose my e-reader. But The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. It's the Off-Campus series part 2, and it's like a somewhat of a smutty romance, new adult, I think, or an adult's romance, or that takes place like on college and with some hockey guys. And the first one was one particular hockey player and a girl, and this one was a different hockey player and another girl, obviously. And I do really enjoy these stories. There are still, I think, 2 hockey players. Like the third one is Dean, and then the fourth one I think is gonna be Tucker. I'm not sure. And then there is like a novella selection. So I am definitely continuing on with this series, but I always switch up. If I finish one on this one, I go to my Kindle. Why I do it, because I read my Kobos through a subscription service, so I try to read or listen, because I also have the app on my phone to listen to audiobooks, at least one of these books a month, so I get the value of buying, like the value of paying that subscription out of reading, obviously. So I need to read or listen to 12 books. I definitely do that because yes, it's really easy to just keep on reading. I still read Atomic Habits on this one, so it's not like I'm not using it today, but I do also buy once in a while books on my Kindle, and that's why I try to switch it out, because otherwise one of my e-readers I will probably just leave to the back, and then I get a backlist of books that I just want to finish. So what I will be doing right now is I'm gonna probably look for which books are on here and which one I'm most interested into starting off as like my nighttime book. But The Mistake, I do really enjoy these series. Like I said, they're somewhat of a smut, so there are like pretty explicit scenes, but it's not all smut and a little bit of story. It's a lot of story with a lot of different topics, like really serious topics too. It's not like just, oh, I love you and now I fuck you. It's way more different, and that's what I like about these stories, because I'm really not a big smut reader. I think actually this one is the second smut book that I finished. The first one was The Deal, obviously, because I don't hate smut, but I don't always feel like reading smut a lot. I want to have somewhat of a story with it, because otherwise it's just like too much for me. Maybe once reading a lot more, my opinion changes. I don't know. I haven't really gave it a rating yet, but I think it's gonna be like a 3.5 or a 4-star, maybe even. Oh my god, I'm still digesting what I just read. Like, seriously. I'm talking about The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This one was a 5-star, and I kind of realized after reading the first chapter, I already knew that this book is gonna be like a 4-star at least, or it had to be really bad. But I already have one 5-star read by Riley Sager, which was Home Before Dark, and also the first chapter grabbed me immediately and I loved it. And the same thing he did with this one, so I kind of knew it was gonna be a high rating, or that there was a big chance of a really high rating, and it happened. This book, there were plot twists that I did not see coming. On one hand, I did, and then I didn't. Until like they were actually unraveling. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably gonna happen. Like, in 2 sentences later, it actually happened. So I don't really say that I predicted anything that happening. But this book, it's almost a 400-page book, and it grabbed me from the first page, and I loved it. I love the writing style. I love the characters. I love the mystery and the intrigue in the story. The atmosphere is great. It's like, this book, oh my god, I have no clue. Like, I cannot really form my words correctly or something. It's amazing. So this is like about a murder, well, multiple murders actually that happened a couple of decades ago from the Hope family, and there's one survivor, Leonora, and she is like paralyzed. Actually, only she can use her left hand a little bit, or her left arm actually too. And she gets a new caregiver Kid, and also Kid has her history that is involved, but also Lenora has her history because she is accused of being the killer of her mother, her daughter, her mother, her father, and her younger sister. But, you know, she's paralyzed completely, so she can't say anything. She's just an old 70-year-old lady in a bed that needs to be taken care of in an old mansion on top of a, well, sort of a cliff hillside type of thing. And I loved it. It was really, like, dark and mysterious and really looked great. It was written nicely. The atmosphere was great. The characters were really well developed, and you definitely see a difference in the characters and the thinking and the way everything just falls together perfectly. But according to the challenge, I still have to read 1 hour and 24 minutes. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm just gonna play some video games right now, hence the classes, because I kind of have to use my glasses more than I normally do, but my sight is not that bad. Like, I don't see that well things afar, so mostly when I'm on the computer or when I'm watching TV, I put them on. I don't need them for reading. They're not reading glasses. But I chose the 2 other books that I'm going to start off. After playing video games, probably after dinner, I will start reading a little more. I might do it like yesterday I did. Like, kept a half hour for like reading before I go to bed, and then the rest in my physical book. That's Summer Without You by Tanya Han, which is the second one in the summer trilogy. I do love this trilogy too. I think it was a 4-star. I have read the first one a week ago, so it's really not that long ago. And I do really like a little bit of a contemporary romance, and it's based in summer, so that's why I'm trying to read it right now, because it's still summer, although the past week it's been quite rainy and not that warm. But it's still summer here, so I'm gonna try to finish that maybe even. I have no clue. It's not that much, like 270 pages. I've read a lot of pages already. So this is obviously the second one. There is also a TV show about him on Amazon Prime, which I want to watch, so that's why I'm trying to prioritize this series. What I'm gonna do, if I finish this one for the challenge, I or read a different physical book or read the 3rd book of this one. Depends if I finish it before Monday, which I probably think I would, because it's Friday when I'm filming this. Because obviously Tuesday, it's the 1st of August. Well, it's the end of July when I'm filming this, so if it's already August, I have to start my August TBR, obviously. But if it's not, I'm just gonna do I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm a mood reader and I have a TBR, so that's that. My ebook I'm going to be reading is Finley Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosmand. Cosymand. What I know about this is an adult murder mystery that I've heard a lot of good things about, and I think this could be maybe a 5-star. I also go blind in my books most of the time, so I read synopsis before I buy it or put it on the wish list, then I buy it, or someone else buys it from a wish list when it's like my birthday or something. And then I actually don't really look at the synopsis anymore, or it's for a video. Okay, good morning. It's Saturday, around 9 o'clock in the morning. I already got home from the gym right now, so I still have to take a shower and everything. But I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna check how much I'm gonna read today, because I also have some plans this evening. And I'm not thinking like washing my hair, yes or no. I'm definitely showering myself, but like I'm also might go out tonight, and then probably there's a chance of alcohol in my hair because of the fact that I'm small and people always put their drinks like that, like, excuse me, and I'm like, you know, small people issues. But I'm gonna go and check how much I'm gonna read today and update you guys on what I read yesterday. Yesterday evening, I have read a little bit in Finley Donovan is Killing It, and I loved it. It's definitely one that I think could be one of a new favorite. Right off the bat, right now, my first impression of it was really good. It was well written. The story itself was intriguing, and I enjoyed what I read. But I'm obviously gonna read today. It's not Summer Without You. I have to read for 4 hours and 19 minutes. And I'll go check my bookly really quickly. This one is 3 hours and 40 minutes, so normally I would have finished this one today. which would be crazy because I started yesterday. If my bookly is correct, obviously, because 3 hours and 40 minutes and I read 4 hours and what did I say? 19 minutes. So I would have 40 minutes to read something else then. And I have no idea when I'm gonna start. Might start the third part of the Summer I Turned Pretty, or I start a completely new book. I have no clue. Went like checking my timings on Mondays and Tuesdays and everything, and I realized that it's like 5 to 6 hours, and from Monday on I am gonna allow audiobooks because I have a full-time job, and when I come home I kind of have to read like until 10 or 11 at night without like my household work, workouts, or cooking or anything else that I got planned. Okay, I finally did my hair. That's why it's wet. I did not wash it eventually. I just put a ton of dry shampoo in and restyled it a little bit. But if we're here for an update, I finished It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han, the second one in the summer trilogy, and I kind of thought it was like a little meh. It wasn't bad, definitely not bad, but it wasn't great either. I think it's like this curse that a lot of trilogies have with their second book. It's like the second book is always a little bit of like, could be better or something. I don't know. I always have that the second book is sometimes, or not always, there are a lot of series I don't have it, but a lot of trilogies that I have read have this second book that is just more of a transition book, and I'm not like, yes, I loved it, but I did not dislike it, and I definitely want to continue on reading it. But I like the third part. I do want to read it because I do enjoy it, but this story, it just took place for over a couple of days, and I was hoping for like an actual summer story, like the first one was like an actual summer, and I thought this was going to be just the summer the year after, and that the third one is going to be the summer the year after that. But this ended up sort of being the summer after it, but not completely. It only took place in a couple of days. I didn't really feel like there was a ton that happens in these 200 or almost 300 pages. And I think that's what bothers me, because it was a 275-page book. Did finish it quite quickly, like in a couple of hours, obviously, because I started yesterday. But I didn't really feel like there was so much happening in it. Like there are some developments with like emotional stuff that is happening, but I don't really see characters like developing or situations happening that are significant for like the third part. So I don't really know, like there's one part obviously that I know that I read that could possibly be a big thing in the third book, with it also being a love triangle from the first book off already. I think that's pretty famous with these books, that it is a love triangle. I don't know, like I'm still curious about the third one, but the reason I'm not reading the third one right away, because in the middle of the book I was like, if it's getting better, and it's getting better, because the middle was quite okay, I was like, maybe I'll just read the third one and get the trilogy done, which is so out of my comfort zone because I tend to spend years for series, but one of my goals was this year to read them quicker, so that's what I'm doing. But I'm not doing that because I am intrigued for the third part, but I'm just gonna read something else, because with this challenge and with like the next couple, like 3-4 days, I still have to read like hours on end. I'm pretty sure I can finish one or maybe even 2 books, so I'm gonna read Nothing More to Tell by Karen M. McManus, which is I think a mystery thriller YA story. And Karen M. McManus is one of the YA thriller authors that I really love. I've read One of Us is Lying, One of Us Next, and Two Can Keep a Secret, and so definitely curious about this one. I have no clue what it's about, except that it's a YA murder mystery. So I'm pretty sure I can finish this one tomorrow, depending on how quickly it reads, but I have to read for 48 hours today. I'm gonna play a little bit of video games because it's, well, it's 3:30ish in the afternoon, so I think I'm gonna play like a half hour or an hour of video games, then start reading, having dinner, reading a little bit more in case I need to get ready for tonight, and like around 8 o'clock tonight. My friends are coming over, so I still have a ton of time to read more or do other stuff that if I feel like it. Okay, I have finished my reading for today. I also got myself ready. I know sometimes when I just got myself ready, I look like way too put plastered on. I mostly do that because I know I'll sweat like half of it before I actually arrive at the bar. And I know by then it's not gonna be that powdery anymore. Also changed my clothes. One of my favorite pants at the moment is these like loose fitting cobalt blue pants or royal blue. What kind of blue is this? Tell me please, what kind of blue is this? I like that. I like it. I also have a matching shirt actually, but I never wear it matching because I always feel like it's a little too much. But I'm not here to talk about my outfit or the way that I'm probably gonna go to a bar tonight. I'm to talk about I finished my reading for today. I'm also listening to a podcast currently. And I read like 2 chapters of Nothing More to Tell by Karen McManus, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's about, well, it's a murder mystery and an unsolved crime for like 4 years ago. As far as I know right now, a girl who left a school after a teacher was murdered. She for some reason comes back to do her senior year, if I'm correctly, and she starts doing an internship at a true crime show, and she kind of pitches the fact that one of her favorite teachers died 4 years ago and the crime is actually left unsolved. So that's as far as I know from the first 2 or 3 chapters. It's multi-perspectives, which I love and which I know always happens with Karen McManus books. And I'm already really intrigued into the story and really curious about how it's gonna go and what's gonna happen, which is only plus signs. Hello, good. It's Sunday, 12:34 already, and I haven't read a thing. I actually came home, I think, around 4:30ish, 5ish in the morning, so I still look really bad. Well, bad, it's okay. I mean, I have to wash my hair today, but I just didn't really feel like washing it yet because I might just do a little oil treatment and everything. I don't know. It's Sunday, and I wanted to do like I'm gonna try to, like, every free Sunday I'm gonna do like a little reset Sunday with like a lot of planning, but also cleaning and everything. And I definitely have to clean, like I have to vacuum and mop the floors, and I actually have to iron my clothes, but I just don't really feel like that because I'm postponing it for like so long. But I kind of have to right now, and some dusting too. But that's why I'm telling you guys all of this, because I'm fairly tired. I mean, I'm okay to be reading a little, but if I'm correct, I have to read for 6 hours, and I just know physically reading for 6 hours is not going to be the thing today. 5 hours and 59 minutes. Because I know if I'm like more tired, I'm less concentrated, and reading less concentrated is just not a great reading experience. So I'm gonna try to physically read as much as possible, obviously. But if I just feel like I cannot concentrate enough, I switch to an audiobook and start doing like the household chores that I want to do, and perhaps play a video game. With like some video games you can definitely listen to an audiobook to, or you know, during my cooking time and everything, I'm gonna use an audiobook for it tonight. But it depends. Sometimes I am low energy, but I get high energy once a day passes. Sometimes I just keep my low energy stream for the entire day if I haven't slept that great, or like I went out, because my sleep does a lot. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna try, like I said, to read as much in Nothing More to Tell by Karen McManus. But if I feel like, so I will get my 6 hours of reading done, but maybe not all of them are gonna be done physically. I tried to do this challenge mainly physically, but I know from like tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, I know I cannot read after work that many hours. Okay, it's currently 5:41, and I still have 2 hours and 20 minutes to read. I really had like a fatigue dip around like 3:30, 4ish, so I decided to start cooking and start cleaning up a little, because it's Sunday, and mostly on Saturdays or Sunday, depending if I have plans or not, I mostly do like a lot of my household chores. So because during a work week I do, if it's necessary, do clean obviously, but I mostly do the majority in the weekends. I do have to say I was planning on ironing my clothes, but I just don't like it, and I'm gonna just push it back somewhere else because it's necessary but not necessary. Like, there are a lot of clothes I think that I have to iron, and I haven't ironed I think in 2 months or so, because a majority of my clothes I buy don't need ironing. I'm like that. I've been really productive. But during my cleaning and everything, I decided to start listening to my audiobook, because obviously I have a lot of listening to, because if I finish my hours I would be done around 8 o'clock tonight, which is a decent hour, so I can still have a little bit of like TV or gaming time before I go to bed. And then I'm just thinking, or I mean, after this clip I'm just quickly gonna shower, probably put my meal in the oven, because probably by then I will be hungry, and maybe do dishes, or maybe I'll do dishes then shower then put everything in the oven, because I'm not hungry yet. So anyway, I mean, I'm doing some type of a eggplant parmesan type of thing, so it's only need to put in the oven because all the rest I did already. But I don't think I told you guys which audiobook I'm listening to. I'm listening to Welcome in Fairy Lane by Nicola May. I do really like Nicola May's books because they're like really nice contemporary romance books. They're like really easy listening books, because I have never read them physically. I've only listened to one of her other trilogies. Oh, Cockleberry Bay. Yeah, I also listened to the entire Cockleberry Bay series, and I did really enjoy it. And I'm also enjoying A Welcome in Fairy Lane, which is like this small town. Something happens, a relationship is broken up, and the main character is switching things up. That's like the premise, like in a lot of the audiobooks I listen, if it's a contemporary romance, because I'm not like, I don't like to listen to thrillers that often, or it's for like a book club, or for if I can't find it in the library or like digitally and I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna like it, I grab for audios. But mostly horrors and thrillers, if it's not a reread, I just don't listen it to audio. I mostly, it's contemporary. Fantasy I tend to do too, but I also like to read fantasy because I grab more out of it. So mainly contemporary is what I listen to. But I listen to everything, like I read everything. But I'm really enjoying it. I don't have to listen to it that long anymore, so while doing dishes I will be listening a little more. 1 hour and 44 minutes, so depending on how awake I am, because like I said, I had a little fatigue dip. I'm back out of that actually. So I've also been reading Nothing More Than Sell, I think, for 1.5 hours. I'm at page 128 right now. I am enjoying this one a lot. It's the way I know Karen M. McManus writes. It's intriguing, it's mysterious. You get 2 views, which is also great. You get the view of Bryn, who's working as like this internship in this well, Motive it's called, so it's a true crime show. And you also get Trip, who's one of the kids who found the teacher in the woods like way like 4 years ago, and was all, they used to be friends, but then something happened between them and they weren't friends anymore. Bryn moved for 4 years, and then right now she's back, and she's also ready to solve Mr. Larkin's murder. Okay, hello everybody. It's currently Monday, 5 o'clock. I needed to read for 6 hours and 8 minutes. It's not focusing. For 6 hours and 8 minutes today, which is a lot. Let's be honest, that's a lot. I have been reading 1 hour and 26 minutes, or more or less. I still have to read for 4 hours and 40 minutes, but actually that hour and everything, it has been my walk to work, getting myself ready for work. I just got home from work, and I always call my mom when I come home, so I didn't listen to my audiobook back then. Then I kind of put on an audiobook straight away while unpacking some groceries. Now my well, sort of an eggplant parmesan type of lasagna thing is in the oven that I made yesterday, because I was smart. I already made my dinner for today. And I'm just gonna continue on reading Nothing More to Tell. I will probably be reading the entire day with like, I think I will be done around 10 o'clock tonight if I non-stop read. So that's what my plan is gonna be. I'm gonna try to do as much physical reading, obviously, because I love the physical book. I have to check. And I still have to read 3 hours and 23 minutes in Nothing More to Tell to finish it. So I probably finish that one. And then I'll see. I might leave like the last half hour for like reading my ebook before I go to bed or something. I don't really know exactly. Yesterday I have read a little more than my timing because I've been listening to my audiobook until the end, and then I decided to read like 10 or minutes or so in my audiobook, so not that much, but a little. So I am really enjoying my ebook. I am enjoying my audiobook. I finished that one this morning, by the way, the first part in Welcome to Fairy Lane. So I got the second part, and I don't know what the English translation of it is Starry Skies in Fairy Lane Market. And then if I finish this one, I will read the third one, like listen to it straight away. So I just finished that series, and then I'll start. I think Amari and the Night Brothers is the next one that I will start on audio. I'm not sure. I'm gonna read because I'm wasting time talking. And okay, it's currently almost 9 o'clock. I still have to read for 1 hour and 34 minutes, and I just know I'm not gonna make it. I think I am gonna finish Nothing More to Tell, which is almost finished. But I think if I finish this one, I might just put my audiobook on and perhaps fill in my book journal and my reading tracker and everything while listening to my audiobook. But I also might want to do something else, like play a little bit of Dreamlight Valley or Animal Crossing or anything, or maybe watch a documentary that I started yesterday, finishing it. So I think today is going to be a day that I'm going to fail because I do want to read, but I don't want to push myself to like not want to do anything else. And I know today was a hard day. Like 6 hours of reading is a lot. And my priority right now is just at least to finish this one. And then I'll see what I'll do. Maybe I'll just watch the documentary. Maybe I'll just do anything else. Maybe I'll do read a little more in my ebook tonight. And I just don't do the book journal thing and I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. My battery's almost about to die, so I'll catch you guys up tomorrow what I actually did. Hello, it's Tuesday. That was a brain fart. Okay, I've been mainly listening to my audiobook. I'm almost finished with that audiobook, like an hour more to listen to. I might do that today, I'm not sure. Currently, I still have to read for 2 hours and 54 minutes. But I haven't been reading that much physically yet. I didn't even say hi yet, so I'm just gonna check. I think I needed to read like 5 and a bit. 5 hours 47 minutes, so I still have to read 2 hours and 54 minutes, which means I could practically only have been listening to my audiobook. But I'm here to update you guys on my physical book that I started, that I'm soft DNFing, or actually even hard DNFing, and that is The Outsider by Stephen King. I also have another Stephen King book in my unread pile that I'm just gonna DNF. I'm currently calling it a soft DNF because I'm gonna put, I've read 24 pages and I already had like the same feeling I had with the Mr. Mercedes trilogy that I've read, that it's just so much information that is not necessary. Like there was like this baseball information that I don't even feel like is necessary to tell because for the story, and I just don't like it. I like, especially my thrillers. With fantasy, I understand, but with my thrillers, I want more straight to the points and a little more fast paced, and I don't want to have like an entire sports talk lesson. And that's why I'm soft DNFing it. I call it a soft DNF because I'm gonna leave it for this month because this was for the prompt 3 to 450 page book, and I think that's the only 450 page book I have on my shelf. I can check if Escaping from Houdini perhaps is one. I will see, but that will be for later on this month. Like I said, I'm gonna call it a soft DNF because I'm gonna see if I'm willing to try again later on this month. If I don't, it's just gonna be hard DNF, which I probably think is gonna be, but I don't feel like, I just don't like DNFing books because I know his stories, like the main plot points and everything, they're good. It's just the way he writes it. I just don't like it. But then I decided to pick another book out of my TBR, and like I said, I will see if I manage to find a 450 page book on my TBR, or maybe like an ebook that I want to read or something, I don't know. But I decided to pick the one that has been the longest on my TBR stack. I have made a TBR video too, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, which is a fantasy if I'm correctly. I bought this one last year in September. With like a gift card that I got from my old co-workers, so that's why I know it's the oldest one, because the other ones is the Thursday Murder Club, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and The Hawthorne Legacy, and I remember them all getting or buying them like this past 7 months. So this one is the oldest one, and I'm also really intrigued in it, and it's one of those 10 books I really want to read this year books, which is also great because this was one of the books that I was like really intrigued to read in that pile, so that's also a win-win situation. Okay, it's 8 o'clock and I'm actually still pretty tired, and I decided to just not do the challenge today. I just don't really feel like reading a lot still more. I am intrigued by The Midnight Library though. I think I read like 17 pages or so, and I am really intrigued about it. It's just I don't want to push myself if I don't 100% feel like it. I wanted to finish the challenge, but 2.5 hours still of reading left. I just know when I'm tired and not 100% into it, I'm gonna enjoy it less, and I prioritize enjoying my books. So today I'm just gonna skip today and fail for today. I mean, I'm happy that I actually got all of the other days perfectly done, well, perfectly, with help of an audiobook the last couple of days, obviously. I might still read a little of like Finlay Donovan before I go to bed if I feel like it, but I just feel like I want to do something else because I've been working the entire day. Then I came home, I cooked, and I've been reading, and reading is fun, but sometimes I have those days that I'm mentally tired but physically not, and then watching TV is just a better option. So today I'm gonna end up watching TV. Like I said, maybe I read some Finlay Donovan before I go to bed or something, but I just feel like I need to have a break of reading, and I don't want to push myself because I came out of a major reading slump and I don't want to push myself back into that. So today is the day I failed. It's Wednesday, last day of this challenge, and I'm happy for it because I have read a ton of amazing books. I love enjoying spending like almost entire nights or like evenings reading, because I haven't been doing that quite a lot or quite that often. So one of the things I'm gonna take, like one of the things that I take out of this challenge is I need to implement reading nights more often, because I used to do them and then I fell off the wagon and did not do them anymore. I have finished a book today, which was my audiobook, and I have read 1 hour and 30 minutes of that. Then a little bit of my ebook. I had to read 2 hours 43 minutes today. It's 5:30, so it's really early still. I have even been like had a really early dinner because I just was starving when I came home. And I thought, I can eat something else, but I could just also eat dinner. I also watched a little bit of YouTube, read a little bit in my ebook. I have done quite a lot in like an hour because I came home around 4:30, but I'm not complaining. I still have to read for 1 hour and 33 minutes, and I'm gonna do that in The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Yesterday I did not complete the challenge. I read like maybe 5 or 6 minutes more in my ebook when I went to bed, but I was just really not feeling like pushing myself to read for like, what was it, 4 hours or so. I don't even remember. It was a lot and I did not feel like pushing myself through it. I also realized it was Aurelium again. Last April I also completely forgot Aurelium, so right now I actually cannot really fit into Aurelium because I haven't completed my first thing, so it's gonna be something for next year that I'm gonna do because I just don't manage to work with it. But maybe I am gonna put on some reading sprints if I feel like it, or just read. I don't know. I do really like reading sprints for multiple reasons, just because it's a form of like community. Even rewatching it, I feel like I belong to a community, and sometimes I feel like I want to do reading sprints, but then I know like I'm a person, if I don't do like this a challenge, I can read for like 30 minutes and then I want to do something else, and I don't know. Anyways, I might just see, because I saw there was like different reading sprints going on the past couple of days, so maybe I'll catch up on some. Otherwise, I will just read. I will finish my 1.5 hour because that's literally nothing according to like all of the other days I had. And that's gonna be my last challenge. I will not finish the book because I'm like 16 pages in, but I did enjoy the couple pages that I have read. So I'm really curious about what this is gonna be. The chapters are pretty short, which is something that I like about books because it gives me like the motivation sometimes to be like, oh, just one more chapter, and then you're like, so editing Evi over here. I realized I completely forgot to close off this vlog. It's already like more than a week ago because I've been late on editing. Next vlogs, if I'm gonna do vlogs, and I do have some other challenges in my head that I might want to do, but I'm not gonna do them weekly because that's gonna be too much. So maybe there are gonna be a lot of vlogs, maybe not, I'm not 100% sure, but next time I vlog I'm gonna try to do daily editing, or like almost daily editing, because right now I've been editing so much footage in a couple of sittings, but that's the reason why this one is going to be a little later online than I wanted to. I didn't really have a time set for it, but I didn't want it to spend like weeks. This was filmed end of July, beginning of August, I think till August 3rd, I think I filmed. But what I was trying to say is that I really enjoyed reading a lot more and prioritizing reading, although I do really feel like I should prioritize reading more, like reading nights. I have been doing that the past couple of days, like reading a little bit more and just do what I feel like, and not just automatically sit in front of the TV the entire night and then feel bad because I wanted to read too and then I ended up not reading. Different thing. Like I said, I might do another challenge soon. If you have ideas for challenges for reading vlogs, leave it down in the comments below, because I do like filming vlogs, but I just don't really like filming vlogs when it's not challenge related or there's not a theme with it.